Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention, but there are goats like so interested in
The odds of the camera being knocked down are super high.
Any second, this thing, Daisy, shh, don't do it. Just
Seriously.
don't. Daisy.
There it goes.
No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. No. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
They
my
say
gosh.
don't work with kids and animals. But we've surrounded ourselves with balls.
We can't
Just
shoot the
shoot it.
video
Yeah.
with the dog's butt right there. Anyway, let's start over. Alright, let's try it. Okay, let's do it one more time.
Yeah, that's fine. Just know that way I know how to cut.
That's how you know it.
Ooh, I'll be watching it. I'll be like,
It looks
after I
looks
wave.
like
That means
sort of.
it's cut.
Oh, okay.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Alright, do you want to do your move again?
Yep, take
Just
47.
try.
Okay.
Jump. Okay.
Tennessee.
And
Dog scratching.
we're never going to be able to do this. This is ridiculous.
If we could get rid of the animals, we'd be good. We wouldn't have anything to talk about, but we could shoot videos like.
We need TV animals, like trains.
No, taxidermy.
Okay.
Fake it. Stuffed animals.
You are horrible. No, that's not what taxidermy means.
I'm not going to
Chris.
kill these animals. I'm saying you buy already stuffed animals. Mandy, I'm not going to kill these animals, but you could just replace them with pre-stuffed animals.
Obviously, you don't know what taxidermy means. Okay.
I do know what taxidermy is.
All right, let's do your move again. Okay, let's try it again.
New cut.
All right, so,
You say the first line usually. Hi guys, I'm Mandy. Cut again.
hi, I'm Mandy.
Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Harmony Hill Farms in Middle Tennessee.
We're a little 10-acre hobby farm. We have lots of animals, and we thought we would share with you some of our do's and don'ts about picking out animals.
How to buy them, where to buy them, and what to watch out for.
Yes. I think we've learned a lot over the past 4 years. We are by no means experts. We are like anti-experts. So I just need
a lot of
to
times we are the what not to do.
We've had great luck, and then we've had some not so good luck. The first 3 years, we had amazing luck, I will call it. And just like, you know, when you're first-time parents and you have a really crazy first child, we have 3 children, and then later you might have sort of this wild card that shakes things up and kind of schools you in what you don't know.
You realize you weren't quite as good of a parent as you thought.
Well, we've had that experience recently on the farm with our goats and thought we would share a little bit with you. So when we started out, our goat contact and where we got our first like closed herd, she was an amazing resource. Her animals were healthy. They had great udders.
Yep.
Everything was just, they were hardy, great
And
animals.
she knew everything about them. She knew their parents. She knew their parents' parents. She knew their personalities. Everyone came with a name.
Right.
She knew exactly, oh, if you want this one to do this, you shake this jar of feed and they'll go this way. She knew everything about these animals.
Right. And so we learned a lot from her, and we had such a great start for those first 3 years because of her expertise, but also because her animals were so healthy.
That's
okay. Right. But, you know, after you feel like you're getting good at something, you kind of sort of develop a confidence, and sometimes that confidence isn't rooted in as much what you know, there's some ignorance involved.
Luck and skill are dangerous neighbors.
Right. So, about 6 months ago, we were thinking, you know what, we're really good at this, so we're going to maybe try some mini Nubians, because, you know, Nubians are so cute with their floppy ears, and they're also a dairy goat, and you can cross a Nigerian with a Nubian and get these mini Nubians, and they're really cool. And Nubians are really expensive, and more expensive than Nigerians.
We did what we always do, we hit Craigslist.
Yeah.
And we started looking, and like you said, we realized, whoa, Nubians are really $400 a go, $500 a go, and they're beautiful, spotted. And wow, we realized this is a whole different animal than the Nigerians we're used to.
Right, and so so we set up an alert, and we found this, and the other thing is we look for polled, so then you're looking for goats that are born without horns, because we have so many kids on our farm, so we breed for polled, even though our buck has has horns. So anyway, so what happened was we find this place. This guy's got like every variety known to man. I mean,
and the catch was, though, it's 2 hours away.
It's 2 hours away.
It's a great deal. I mean, what was he selling? They were like $150 a goat.
I mean, and they're pulled. I mean, we've got tricolor. There's all these different things. And so, anyway, we pack up the kids in the truck. We put, goat carrier in the back, and we get out there. And to make a very long story short, there were red flags when we went there.
Everywhere.
One goat had diarrhea, and obviously we weren't going to pick him, but that was
he didn't know any of the
concerning.
history of any of the animals. He didn't name any of the animals.
Yeah,
None of the animals
names.
Responded to him when he came into the pasture.
He had to
ran.
run and catch them, and I'm not saying that, it wasn't the worst situation, but it
do you remember when we went in that barn? There was it was like goat dropping 6 inches thick.
Yeah,
Kai wouldn't even go in the barn.
Yeah, so the manure situation in the barn was not well tended to, and so but the animals looked pretty lively and good, and
we were good at this. We thought we can fix this.
I mean, the goat pros right here. So anyway, we ended up, it was sort of like a buy two get two free special. I mean,
and there was a part of us too, because we drove so far.
We're just like, let's pile them.
We're not going to come home with no goats,
That's
because
right.
we drove 2 hours there, 2 hours back. It'd be a shame to waste 4 hours of driving with nothing to show for it.
So we bring home 2 mini Nubians and 2 Nigerians. Okay, we didn't check out the udder.
Nope.
We didn't check anything. I looked them over, but I mean, he was like grabbing them and putting them in there, and so we come home and we do what we know we should do. We quarantine them in our barn stall up here.
Yep.
We give them the CDT shots. We give them the
even though he said he wormed them, we did it.
Right, we do all that, and things they're a little standoffish. These 2 in particular, the mini Nubians, but we think they're just shy, even though they're kind of shying away from the rest of the herd. And so anyway, we finally, after 2 weeks, we don't see any major red flags, so we put them in with the rest of our formerly closed herd.
And then it's not even a month later, you call me frantic that the goats, got this giant swollen jaw, and
so one of the goats, evidently, it had bottle jaw. And if you don't know what that is, I didn't know what it was until it happened to us, is that it's a swelling under here. And once the swelling
it looks
gets
like it has a
under
softball
here,
in its chin.
It's not a good situation. We quarantined her immediately. She was the one that was always away from the herd, standoffish. And anyway, so she's got bottle jaw. Then we keep exploring. I'm like, that's not it. She has sore mouth.
Ear mites.
She had ear mites, and she also had pink eye. So we are, diligently treating all these things. We are
tons of trips to the feed store, tons of medications.
Talking to goat people everywhere, having her treated. And, for a minute there, she perked up, and we thought things were going to be okay, but ultimately we lost her, and it was our first goat death, or it's our first livestock death ever.
Yep. And that really shook us, because I think we realized, wow, by getting these animals this deal, we not only brought in illness to our farm, now we've exposed all of our healthy animals to this disease, and all of a sudden we realized, wow, this is not going to be something we can just undo. Right.
So the thing of it was, after that, we had sore mouth break out into our herd.
All the way across the whole herd.
We were able to contain the pink eye. No one else got the barber pole worm, which causes bottle jaw. But the sore mouth broke out, and of course, I'm a worrier. I was stressed. I was up all night researching.
We were
I was
stripping
calling
skull.
people.
We were
I was
literally taking the dirt out of it. Yeah, burning stuff. It was horrible.
And we learned a valuable lesson, and that is, you've got to be very discerning when you acquire livestock.
So I think a couple tips: talk to the people on the phone. Mm-hmm. Don't just text and email. Get a feel for them. Listen to what's in the background. How are they answering your questions? How knowledgeable are they? How friendly are they?
And do their animals have names? All of our animals are very well loved and cared for, and they all have names and personalities, and I could tell you everything about them. And I think this guy had no clue.
What are they feeding the animals when you get there? Is it the same kind of? Are they investing in good feed? That tells me they're investing in their animals. What does the pasture look like? What do the stalls look like? Is it clean and cared for? Because if it's not, chances are the animals aren't.
Right. You know, check the, you know, for dairy goats and even meat goats, you want to check the udder. You want to make sure that there's nothing malformed like the teats. We got one that has a fishtail teat, and of course we're not going to rebreed her. She came to us bred. This is her baby right here. But you know,
we didn't know to look for it.
We didn't know to look for it, and that's how naive we were.
And I'd say too, check eyelids. Like in goats especially, check eyelids.
Do the FAMACHA test.
Yep.
Check the eyelid. Make sure that the color's good. You know, just things that, you know, nothing should be coming out of the nose and the eyes. And those were things that we did check for.
Check the poop on the ground. Make sure it looks healthy. Look at the other animals that you're even not considering buying. Are they healthy?
Right. So I think, you know, there's just so many things in retrospect we would have done differently. And, you know, we're just hoping, I guess, to share sort of our rough patch in hopes that maybe it might help somebody else.
I think that those cheap goats, this deal, became probably the most expensive animals that we've ever bought.
Thousands of dollars.
And compromised and threatened the health of everybody else here.
Yeah. And so it has been the gift that keeps on giving. Now the other mini Nubian has had some close calls, and we have worked really hard to get her healthy. The two Nigerians are pretty healthy, but they, one of them, like I said, has the malformed udder.
Kind of genetic.
And so that's not a goat that you would even breed again. You know, so I think that's the thing is just learning from other people around you and really asking a lot of questions, and all of those things are valuable when you're trying to choose your livestock. And anyway, if you have any questions or anything that you think that we might be able to answer, feel free to comment. Like I said, we are by no means experts, but we've learned a lot in our 4 years about what not to do and what things work the best.
So guys, like, share, comment, and be sure to check out more Harmony Hill videos to learn more about what to do and what not to do.
That's right.
That was good.